Today is October 17th. The Astros are zombies. We're going to Game 7. And are the Dodgers back? Let's do it. Baseball. Welcome. Oh. I just forget there's two.
You talk over it if you want.
Yeah. Welcome back to Talkin' Baseball. That's not Jomboy, it's Jake. Jomboy is live on the phone while he's moving. Trevor Plouffe in Roosevelt Studios West, as I am in Roosevelt Studios East with BBD. Jom, we still got you on the horn?
I'm here. I'm in my new backyard. It's beautiful out.
How do you like your new house?
I love it. Got a backyard. This little outside shed that I'm thinking about making my office. I think it's heated. It's got cable outlets. It's like weird. They finished everything. The attic is completely finished with trim. Makes no sense.
Jimmy, the finisher, O'Brien. Trevor, how are you doing, Big Daddy?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. We got 2 games today. I can't wait to see what Carlos Correa has in store for us today. I'm a sicko. I'm disgusting. I want to see it today. But other than that, I'm great. My hair looks great today. I conditioned it this morning, so I'm just letting it ride a little bit.
Yeah, Correa is becoming like a cool guy kind of before our eyes, and it's blowing Astros fans' minds that the outside world can now want to like him. We'll see. A lot's going to get decided today, but it's getting decided today because of what happened yesterday. The Astros staved off elimination again. Jimmy, do you want to get in like Jomboy's 3 minutes of pain here, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, sure. First and foremost, Dusty has a plan, and I'm a fan of it, and that's awesome. And Cash and Snell both fucked each other. Snell didn't pitch good enough to like be fully trusted to stay in, and Cash probably should have put some trust in him or confidence in his dude. I think that's when analytics backfire. Is like, I think if he goes out there and says, hey, you're Blake fucking Snell, just like battle for a couple more outs, that's a better method. Trev, you say that's what the Rays do. I don't know. That whole situation was weird. I think both sides of it were like wrong in a way.
Trev?
Yeah, I agree. I wanted Snell to stay in, but we just know the numbers. It's like we talked about Dave Roberts keeping Kershaw in too long because the third time around's no good. Snell was only at 88 pitches. Like I've said on the show many times before, he comes from a tree of guys, a pitching tree of guys that want to go deep in games. They want to throw 200 innings. That's his mentality. And I just think organization-wide, they're very analytically driven, obviously. So it was an analytically driven decision. The Diego Castillo thing's a little interesting to me. I guess you want him in the high-leverage situations, but it backfired. He did not get the job done, and then you're kind of playing catch-up there, and the momentum swings. It was an interesting decision. But they got one more game left. All I got to do is win one, right? Either side.
Yeah,
now.
the other thing I have on that series, and Jake and I said this on a live stream after you left, Travis, now that the series is tied at 3 games apiece, if you say to yourself, okay, well, which team has played better? The Astros have out-hit, out-pitched, out-bullpenned the Rays in this series. The Rays just had superhuman defense for 3 games, and Altuve was yipping it up. Now that Altuve did the Trevor Plouffe throw 30 balls as hard as you can, and he's making plays at second, like the Astros have been the better team in this series after 6 games. So that sucks for the Rays. I think they have a good chance of winning, but momentum and just like vibe, like if this Rays team comes out today and has the same vibe that they had in the dugout and on the field and Yandy barking at a rookie for no reason, like they were doing weird shit. Meanwhile, the Astros were just kind of being swaggered out heels and have all the momentum. So I think it's really interesting that they were up 3-0 and the Rays were dominating. But now if you look at it, you're like, actually, the Astros have been better this whole series.
Yeah, and you wonder if managerial spin zones come into that. Like, you're saying the Astros Through 6, they have outplayed the Rays, and the Rays are still going to be here in Game 7 with their rested plan. So we'll talk a little bit more about that on the pregame show. Jimmer, you want to get some Dodgers Braves thoughts in, and then me and Trev will just talk for 50 minutes about nothing?
Sure. Yeah, I didn't watch all of this game. I was laying in bed, but my biggest thing is it's kind of like the Rays defense, and that's the Braves rookie pitching. And after Wilson, Minter. After Minter, I think his most pitches thrown was 27, and he threw 30-something of shutout ball. Once, the shoe had to drop on the Braves a little bit because that was unreal, as unreal as the Rays defense. And, when the Dodgers do go off, they go pretty damn crazy. It's kind of special to watch, but I think the Braves still have the upper hand, but I don't know. I didn't see a lot of the Dodgers pitching. I don't even know who they used. Tell me a little bit about it.
They emptied it out. They went May to Kelly to Trinan to Baez to Gonzalez to Gratterall to Kenley at the end, which we'll see if that's important later on. But, yeah, I mean, the Dodgers kind of implemented that bullpen day that looks genius when everyone is on, and pretty much everyone was on. Victor Gonzalez was the only guy out of the pen to give up a run. And then, yeah, I mean, once they got the lead, Atlanta, at the Will Smith entanglement that I'm sure everyone wants to talk a lot about, they finish with Webb and Tomlin. So, yeah, I think it's for pitching wise, it's the classic. When that works, it looks beautiful. Everyone's new and funky and different and just needs a clean inning. When it doesn't, it gets ugly. And that's, going back on this box score right now for the Braves, Matzik, Green, Smith, and Webb. 3 of those 4 are good guys for them, and all 4 of them gave up runs consecutively.
Yeah, and the other thing that I'll say before I let you guys do your thing is, after going 6 games and 5 games through both championship series and seeing the strategies and the way teams go about it with no off days, I hate it. I know a lot of old heads on MLB Network were like, I love this. It's a true test of the depth of a team, not how good are your top 13 guys, how good are your top 25 guys. It sucks. Teams are not trying to win. The Rays were fine taking, they're not using their best bullpen. The Braves are not using their best bullpen. They're clearly playing for a 7-game series because they'd rather not kill their pitchers. So I'm officially firm stance, no off days in the ALCS. Sucks.
Trev?
On that point, I don't know. I'm in the middle there. I kind of see where guys are coming from because this is how the rest of the season is played. I mean, 7 games in 7 days happens all the time. I get that it's, a 7-game series, so it's managed a little bit different. I do like seeing the best of the best, but I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. I'm kind of thinking I don't like that it's like this, and I don't want it to stay this way, but it's been fun to see how they approach it because, this isn't like those guys are saying. It's not just you have 3 relievers and 3 starters and you see what happens. You really got to see what you got in the tank. So to me, it kind of has been a little bit of separator for, that depth. And I guess the biggest point is it's made a difference in how you manage a game. And I kind of like that. I want managers to mean something. In those other series, they don't really mean that much. You have your guys and you let them go and the players decide it. This is a little bit more of a tactical, if you will, type of series. So as I do agree with Jim, I don't necessarily want to see it happen again because I don't think it's good for players either. But it has been fun to see, we're talking about Dusty has a plan. Cash, who's usually the best at managing his bullpen. Did he screw up yesterday? I kind of like those storylines involved in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish it was Walker, Kershaw, Urias, Dustin May for a 4th game if you need him. Walker, Kershaw, Urias, Fried, Anderson.
Sure.
Give us premier starters, multiple games, and then I think it's pretty clear managers aren't managing the same way. Which you're right, it's more tactical if you like that, but you're also relying on guys that you never relied on in big outs. And Jake hit him with the Scott Van Pelt quote.
How good is your good? I think that's what people want to see in the playoffs. And I guess my only counter to you, Jim, because I agree with a lot of what you're saying, is, this was sprung on them at the end of the year. It would have been really cool to see, we talked about the Lance Lynns and guys like that didn't get traded this year. I think if teams planned for this and knew this is how the season ended, all these teams, and especially our Yanks, we always bring it back here, like, they plan on using their high leverage guys after off days. Like that was their playoff plan, and that's changed everything. So yeah, I mean it does feel weird having a team go down in a playoff game, and it's almost a relief. That was Snitker's quote. Like hey, if we're gonna get beat, let's get blown out so we use our bad guys. And I guess that's not great.
It's like a weird mindset. And like a lot of the guys, like the pitchers that the Blue Jays picked up at the deadline, like, fourth guys that can give you length. I think if they knew there was going to be no off days, there would have been a mad dash to get, like, back-end starters that you can use as, a starter or, like, give you 4 innings in a blowout.
Yeah. Huascar Ynoa. We'll see if that comes back to matter. Jimmer, thanks, bud.
Yeah.
The chat does request that you get some Mac footage. They wanted a GoPro on Mac during moving day. That may be tough. So I don't know, maybe an IG story or two.
Yeah, he's not with us right now, but I will.
Okay.
And then tell the patron chat I love them, and see you guys later.
Patrons, we love you. Yeah, we'll catch up with you at the pregame show, all right?
Goodbye.
See you, Dad.
Later, James. Finally.
Okay, we can start the show. Oh, my God.
Woo!
I love the Astros. just go full spin. All right, let's do it, Trev. You want to
some more? There's a lot of shit went down yesterday, Big Jakey. You want to go back to the Rays Astros?
Yeah, let's go back to Rays Astros. We're a Cron Pod. I do have a burn written up, so I'll chew through it quick and then I'll kick it to you.
Can I like tip it to you?
Yeah, if you want to tip it to me, yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Give me the tip, baby.
Just do it.
Okay.
Jake, it's time to burn.
Woo! Rematch of Game 1. Blake, what's that smell for the Rays versus Call? The Frambulence, Valdez, and the Stros try to stay alive for one more game. Bottom 2, Slick Willie Adames with the RBI double gives Tampa the early lead. It would stay 1-0 until the 5th. Snell gets pulled for Castillo. Cash's decisions wouldn't be money. Tell me if you've heard these names before, Trev. Springer, Altuve, Correa combined for 4 RBI in the 5th. Just like that, it's 4-1. Well, 5-1. Tucker, I barely know her. Kyle gets in on the action. Brantley and Tucker again driving runs in the 6th, 7th. It's 7-1. Oh my God, it's happening. Tampa would do their best to not Margot down easily, or at least Manny. How about 2 homers in the 7th and 8th from Manny Margot at 7-4, but Presley would lock it down in the 9th. Framber with a strong 6 innings, 9 Ks, 1 earned run to Scrub, to Taylor, to Javier, to Presley. Stros win Game 6, 7-4. We are going to Game 7, baby.
Fuck yes.
Holy smokes, Trev.
You crushed that, Jake. You crushed
it. Thanks, Dad.
Love that.
What do you want, Trev? I know we hit some of the bullet points.
There's so many things to go to in this game. So many things. Framber doing it. Do we have to talk about the Yandy Framber exchange?
I mean,
I don't really know what that was
a little
about.
bit, but nobody really knows. Like I don't know if anyone's.
Hold on. This is what I'm look real quick.
Yeah.
Okay? Where's Framber from? Framber's from.
Dude, I did this.
Palenque, Dominican.
Yandy's from Cuba. I looked this up.
That doesn't make any sense.
That was my same exact thought process. I was like, maybe these guys go back to the island. Because the way they're going at each other, there must have been something we just missed. Like, Framber must have punched Yandy and let out a little yippee or something in Game 1. I don't know, but that was wild, man. Taking a walk and screaming at the pitcher.
I don't want to say what it looks like.
Well,
Jimmy know what it looks like.
Jimmy had a theory that I think he went full Framber hooked up with Yandy's sister or something like that.
It looks like Yandy. I'm not going to speculate or say anything like it, but you know what happens when you get on the sauce? You get a little crazy. That's kind of what it looked like. I'm not saying he's on the sauce. I'm just saying, look, that's what it looked like to me. Like he was just angry.
Booze or steroids?
Is it the competitive juices?
Yeah.
Coming out? Is that what that is? Because that's a lot of competitive juice coming out. You need to save that, bottle that up a little bit. Thought that was funny. A great walk.
Yeah.
Way to lay off that curveball.
So let's do because this game's rolling. Framber looks pretty good. Shadows. Snell looks, Snell. He's struggling, but he's putting up zeros. And they go up 1-0. And then in the fifth, he lets on the first two base runners, if I'm remembering correctly, with Maldonado in the 9 spot up, and Cash goes to Castillo, which again, this is where things can kind of sound wishy-washy because we want these games to be played like elimination playoff games, right? So if that's the case, Cash probably goes to Castillo there. This is a huge spot in the game. It's Maldonado, and then the top of that Astros lineup, which is scary. But at the same time, man, there is this, I'm the one starter mentality. Blake Snell has a Cy Young in the bag at his home, and he's getting pulled in the fourth. It was 82 pitches, Trev, with Maldonado, the 9-hole hitting catcher, coming up. And that is one of the things where there's got to be some mental psyche stuff there that we saw it when Snell comes off the mound. He was pissed, man.
It's exactly what you'd expect the Rays to do. That's kind of what my point was. Like, that's what they've been doing all season long. That's what the numbers, I'm sure, have said to do. It was his third time going through. Even though he had struck Springer out twice, Altuve was 0 for 1. I'm going to go back and look what Maldonado did. Ground out, and I guess that was his second time through, so he didn't face him. So those guys, a combined 0 for 4 with a walk, like 3 guys coming up. I tend to agree with Cash's decision. As much as I want starters to get their length and to go deep into games, you manage a little bit differently in the playoffs, and Cash played his best hand. And it doesn't work out all the time. And then we're here we are second guessing it. But I think you got to give Cash a little bit of credit there. Like, he knows what he's doing. It just didn't work out. Maldonado puts a bunt down on a tough pitcher to bunt. And people, we talk about bunts a lot. Nobody ever wants you to bunt.
Can I cut you off for a second, Trev? Yes. Do you think he still would have bunted if Snell was out there?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, because it was just the perfect situation to bunt. You have Maldonado, who, he's the 9-hole hitter, okay? Specifically against Diego, clearly a double play candidate with that sinker coming in. You turn the lineup over if you move the guys over, second and third. Okay, what, you're going to walk Springer to face Altuve, and then who was after that? Brantley Correa, like Bregman? No. Like, you're gonna pitch, you have the opportunity to get another run there. I thought it was perfect. If there ever was a situation to bunt, that was a great situation to bunt. He gets it down on a tough pitch, and then the rest kind of is history there. I like I said, though, to go back to it, I do agree with Cash's decision, as even though I think Snell could have done it, but in that instance, I think the Cash was just like, let's play our best hand. And the Astros have done what the Astros have done. They made him pay.
Yeah, anytime that you go to Castillo, that's kind of the Rays going for the throat there. The bunt, and again, this starts getting into analytics and all those kind of fights. Trev, the part I love the most about your counter that, again, analytics doesn't fully pick up, Maldonado double play ball. And think about how much of this series have we talked about impactful Rays double plays. If Maldonado had grounded out into one, we'd be saying, oh, the Rays do it again. You probably see the Astros head drop in the dugout. Instead, you've got second and third with Springer and Altuve coming up. They have the infield in with 3 men on the left side. And again, analytics people, I know you're going to want to fight us on this. that wasn't George Springer's home run swing. George Springer tried to hit a ball to the second baseman, and guess what? He did it, and nobody was there. And again, whenever I go on one of these analytical rants, like, we love analytics. Analytics are great, and use them. But there is still going to be a future world of baseball where we need to calculate this. Because, yes, it's really hard to hit a ball to second base. But you know who can probably do it? Springer, Altuve, Brantley, Bregman. I think we need to start making adjustments for the guys who are elite stick handlers, which they don't have a way to quantify, so that's why they can't. So, hey, when Castillo comes in, that's Cash playing a card. Dusty plays his bunt card. And then he ends up looking like a genius because Springer chops one to second base. It's a 2 RBI single. Whole
sequence is just extremely well executed by the Astros. Because typically, if you are in the shift, you're like, okay, try to hit a ground ball to second base because we're going to be throwing sinkers in on you. Here's where you typically hit the ball on the ground. We're going to cover that. If you want to try to hit this hole, go ahead. The problem with that is you got runners on second and third. So that if you are successful hitting that hole, which Springer was, it's 2 runs. So you have to tip your cap to the Astros. And it's not like the Rays did anything wrong either. They did what the Rays do. They went with the numbers. They went with the analytics. They shifted when they should have shifted. It's just that the Astros outplayed them in that situation. Springer, that was 100%. I don't know if he came on and said that afterwards or not, but that was 100% him trying to go that way. And it's really hard to do it. And he did it. You just have to tip your cap, man.
It is. And it ends up looking great for them. They score 4 in that 5th inning. Again, it's Springer, Altuve, Correa. 4-1. Kyle Tucker gets the rook, McClanahan, who comes in after that. And again, this kind of ties into what we were talking about when Jomboy was on the line. McClanahan, all the talent in the world, he's a rook, man, who doesn't have any experience, but the Rays are trying to burn through pitches. He throws 45. Tucker clips him. He gets in trouble with Brantley and Tucker the next inning. So then it's 7-1, and I think a lot of people, we were live streaming this game, and we were like, hey, Jimmy's got to move tomorrow. We're trying to get any sleep we can. We called it. By the time I get back home, Manny Margot homered once, and you're like, oh, nice for you, Manny Margot. And then he does it again. It's a 2-run shot, 431. It's 7-4, and okay. So a lot of people just don't understand the whole Jomboy media relationship with the Houston Astros. And I'll say this. When Astros went up 7-1, everyone is firing off their tweets like, oh, these Rays aren't good as the 2004 Yankees. Like, people were digging deep. Yankees fans, Red Sox fans, Houston fans, the LA fans, like the heart of baseball Twitter was going in. And I was like, well, it'd be a hell of a time for the Rays to really upset this game as everyone's getting really hot on the Astros. They don't. Presley came in 3rd straight day and actually looked really good. And, yeah, 7-4 final. And the Rays, as we were also alluding to, after McClanahan, Alvarado for 25 pitches, Loop for 11, Curtis for 8. And that's kind of this weird thing we'll talk about on the pregame show. Like, I think the Rays are still feeling pretty good. Like, you're nervous. You don't want to be that team that gets remembered, whenever they talk about this going forward. But they've got Morton, Glass now, and their good bullpen ready to go. They got
everybody they need.
Ready to go. Wow. Today for Houston, it would be Presley's 4th day of work. I think Scrub might have gone back-to-back days. You're without Framber. But again, Lance McCullers been pretty good. So, we can save that whole conversation for the pregame show. Trev, you called Sasugo pinch hit, so we'll let you flex on the people. What else?
I think that's a matchup to watch for today. If Dusty is going to rely on Presley at the back end of a game, if it's close, which I got to imagine he will because it's crunch time. You want your guys in there, and he's his guy. The Rays are going to counter with Sasugo, and he's had now 2 really good at-bats against Presley. One was a deep fly ball out last night. Not a great – he got a base hit, didn't crush that ball, but definitely still looks very comfortable against Presley. So that'll be a matchup to watch for. It's gonna be an excellent game. What time is that starting? It's a little later, right?
So that's the nightcap tonight, 8:37 Eastern.
Okay, so shadows should be not a non-factor. Maybe right
early.
at the beginning of the game. I think that really helped McCullers out the first day because he can wrinkle it up there, and Morton's would be the same way if there were shadows. But I think we'll see a true game here. Shadows shouldn't be have any effect on the game. And I mean, look, Game 7. Did I read right that the Astros are only the second team in sports history to go force a Game 7 after going down 3-0?
Yeah,
how is that fucking possible?
I think that's the other way to bend the stats a little bit. I mean, basketball is basketball, so if a team dominates, there's kind of no comeback. Football doesn't do it. Hockey, I guess, would be a little surprising.
I know they were only the third baseball team to ever force a Game 6 after being down 3.
Right.
So they said it was the second team ever in sports history to go down 3-0 and force a Game 7. That's wild to me. And obviously, the other one being the 2004 Red Sox.
Dude, I think it's kind of what Jimmy alluded to. Teams aren't built how they used to. Like, it's not throw your 4 best starters and win the game. Like, baseball's changed a little bit. That let's be honest, we haven't seen the Rays kind of go full tilt since Game 4 with Glass. Now they had the ability to, and they did not. And I think we might see this in Dodgers Atlanta a little bit, where teams are a lot with knowing rest and how players perform with rest and blah blah blah. Again, I think these Rays are sitting there comfortable that they're saying, "Hey, Game 7, we got our best guys lined up. Let's do it," which is just this weird sports mindset.
Hey, Rays have been in an elimination game before already this postseason. We all know what happened there. I know you guys remember it. I'm just expecting great baseball today. I'm excited to watch. I had something else on the Rays, but I forgot. Maybe I'll think about it. But yeah, here we go, man.
Beauty. Yeah, and again, we'll be talking about that in the pregame show coming up after this for the patrons. You guys will all be there. We love you guys.
Oh, I wanted to point out this is
okay. We found it.
Our guy. I mean, look, we talked about Jimmy referenced that the Astros have been better than the Rays pretty much in every facet of the game. Harry in our chat, kudos to you, been pointing it out. The Rays have to hit, dude. Like, they can't just rely on a timely home run here, a timely home run there. Like, you gotta hit. Especially against this Astros team. I think that's going to be the difference. Like, they got to come out and swing it today. They can't rely on their pitching staff to just shut them down because it's not happening. The Astros can swing it. You got to be able to swing the bats too. Cash alluded to that in the post-game press conference. He's like, we need to hit. So time to step up, and whoever it may be.
Trev,
somebody other than Randy, our guy, he's got to step up.
Again, this is one of Jakey. It's kind of low-hanging fruit, and it's not really analysis. Rays were 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position yesterday. I think the game before that, I think they were also 0 for. In those at-bats, if 2 of them drop, you end up having, this game's probably 7-8. But we'll see. And the other thing in that Houston rally, after Snell got pulled, the advanced stats were coming out. The expected batting averages on those balls were pretty low, and that's kind of baseball and BABIP luck turning back on its head a little bit. So everyone will be watching that today. Game 7, Houston Astros, Tampa Rays. Excited for that. And before we jump in to your Dodgers, Trev, can I tell the people about DraftKings a little bit? It's week 5 of the football season. That's in the books, Trev. We're on to week 6, and there's no better place to get in on all of the actions with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. To add to the excitement of week 6, DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing back their can't-miss offer. If you haven't tried DraftKings Sportsbook yet, head to the App Store now because you don't want to miss this. They're giving all new users the chance to receive a sign-up bonus of up to $1,000. Poppy could use that. On top of that great sign-up offer, DraftKings offers odds boosts every Sunday to help you make it rain. don't worry. If football isn't for you, DraftKings is giving all basketball fans a 200% profit boost. I guess that's college basketball. NBA kind of wrapped up. Use it on UFC too. Who knows? DraftKings is safe, reliable, secure, making it easy for you to deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Jomboy when you sign up and get up to $1,000. That's code Jomboy to get a sign-up bonus of up to $1,000. Limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey only. Bonus comprised of first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. How about that? All right. Trev, you good to go on to this Dodgers-Braves game?
Just watching this footage on Twitter of these guys that tried to like kidnap the governor of Michigan. And it's like a tactical training video that like somehow one of the news stations obtained. These guys are such fucking dorks. Like, what are they doing?
I don't know, man.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Okay. Sorry.
You got it, Bieber.
Speaking of dorks, Jake, ready to burn?
Oh. Sassy. Sweet, sassy molassy.
Burn.
Wow.
Jakey burn.
The Dodgers try to stave off elimination, embarrassment, and wholesale changes throughout the organization. With Dustin May the odds ever be in your favor as he walks into the Hunger Games of this Atlanta Braves lineup. AJUS Minter gets the start, and boy, was he money. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 7 Ks. His first start since college on a bullpen day. What? Yes. RBI single. He's a monster. Pache with the RBI. Oh, my God. It's happening again. It's 2-0 Braves. Bottom 3. Doppelganger Dansby with the sac fly scores Ozuna to go up 3-0. Oh, no. Ozuna, the big bear with the base running error / Mookie Betts with the web jam. Instead of 3-0, it's 2-0, and it's 2-1. Seager later. Corey with the dinger. Top 6, the second biggest Will Smith entanglement of the year. The catcher, Will Smith, clips the pitcher, Will Smith, for the 3-run homer. 2-1 to 4-2. Mookie Dookie, he gets the RBI single. 5-2. Yeah, do that arm thing, Mookie. I like that. And then Corey Topanga's another one, 413 feet. It's 7-2 Dodgers. D'Arnaud tacks another one on late, but that would be your final. May to Kelly to Trinan to Baez to Gonzalez to Gratterall to Kenley at the end. Dodgers take Game 5, 7-3 final. The series is now 3-2 Bravos.
Corey Topanga's another one out of here.
I mean, hey.
Pretty good right there. You got me.
You know? That's what it is.
Look.
Yeah.
We knew the Dodgers weren't going to go down without a fight. But we also didn't know that AJ Minter was going to come out and do what he did. We can only hold these bats down for so long. The Braves want to have... If the Braves want to close it out, they have to continue to hit. That's what they have to do. Because the Dodgers, I mean, look. Could they be silenced in the game? Yes. Is it likely? Probably not, dude. Like when they got the confidence going like this, and Mookie's at the top, and you got Seager as locked in as he is. Muncy's hit some balls hard, not a lot of success, but like he's kind of coming too. Like everybody was kind of getting in on the action last night. 9 hits from the Dodgers. Will Smith with a big homer. They're gonna have to score. The Braves are gonna have to score. They had some opportunities yesterday. We obviously were watching that since we took the over 3.5 runs, but the Dodgers played some good defense and got some timely outs when they needed to. Double play on Mookie's ball. That was it. If Mookie charges that ball and doesn't glove it, kicks off his glove, and they score 2 runs, 4-0, that could be the end of the season. Instead, he catches it and throws to home. Ozuna leaves the bag early.
Yeah.
For some reason, he just hopped off the bag. Double play. End of the inning. So I don't know if it was end of the inning. It was 2 outs. But got to hand to the Dodgers, man.
That ended it. He was the third out of the inning after that. Yeah, so to try to cron pod this a little bit, Minter, good for you, dude. A Texas guy. He comes out and he shoves, and if you're the Dodgers, you got to be sitting there like, no way. Minter today, 3 innings, 7 Ks? Like, you got to start doing one of those look-arounds in the dugouts like, maybe it's not our year. And then Dustin May, he looked so up and down, man. I'm so interested to see where his career goes because, I mean, it looks like some of the most arm talent you've ever seen.
It's going to go well.
And, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. He is still so young, but, you know, it's still fully not hair. Oh, excuse me, there. The hair is there. And, Trev, I don't know, man. I believe so much in momentum in sports, and I had Braves fans pretty mad at me because Mookie catches that ball at his shoe tops, which, again, you know, I think the list of right fielders that catch that ball you probably put on one hand. I don't know how many catch it without diving so that they can still make the throw home. And I think that's where, again, you put Ozuna in a bad position, not a guy known for his base running necessarily. They tried to point out on the broadcast that there was a lot of bodies in his way. Between the base runners, the fielders, and the shift, there was like 6 guys to look through. I don't know if that affected him. It was a little funky anyways. I mean, you saw the happy feet, and that's the stuff where, hey, we say it a lot. We don't know exactly how WAR works, but how many WAR points does Mookie Betts get on that play? Because you just saved a run, you saved a hit. And I wonder, I said I think it's going to change the momentum of this game. Braves fans got very mad at that because, you know, I think they're playing. A lot of the analysts have been saying, like, when are these Dodgers going to kick in? When are these Dodgers going to kick in? We were saying it for Game 4 when Kershaw came back. But when Mookie does that, it goes from 3-0 to 2-0, and then Seager leads off the inning with a bomb. I mean, just think about the Dodgers' emotion there. You go from down 3-0 in an elimination game to it's a 2-1 game, and Seager just homered. Minter's out of the game. Like, you're starting to feel pretty good. And then after that, I mean, Will Smith on Will Smith, which had baseball Twitter abuzz, Trev.
Oh, baby. I wanted to hate on all the Will Smith stuff, but I actually found it quite amusing. Like, it was so wholesome. So wholesome, and you just knew that everyone was waiting for that. So it was like one of those things, like, just let it happen. Let everybody get it out of their system. Let's see how original you are, which is, we found out, not very original for a lot of people. But yeah, I think that at bat right there, we talked about the Mookie play was a game changer. That at bat by Will Smith, the batter, against Will Smith, the pitcher, was fucking incredible, dude. Like, the approach that he has, if you're looking at like a swing to emulate, like, he's one of the guys you want to emulate. Like, he just does everything right. He took some really good pitches, back foot sliders, heaters in, and then, you know, he gets the pitch he wants. Heater down and in, and just cranks it. Got to feel good to do that. And I think once that happened, it was like, okay, this is the Dodgers game. Let's, you know, hopefully they can make a comeback, da-da-da-da. But that seemed to me like that was almost already the nail in the coffin in the game.
Yeah, and that going back to this new playoff format, I mean, once the Dodgers go up 4-2, you know, they go Matzik to Green to Will Smith, who are, you know, some of the Braves' high-leverage guys. After that, they go to Webb, Jacob Webb, 27, not one of their higher-leverage relievers. And, you know, again, I think in playoff years past, you probably do use one more high-leverage guy, and you say, hey, if we could keep this at 2 runs, you know, with this Braves offense, I mean, 2 runs, that's a walk, and then literally whoever comes to the plate. Instead, they go to Webb, who gets the 2 outs, and then the Dodgers turn it on to that kind of scary degree that makes you realize how they won 43 games, that they just got going. Betts following Taylor. Seager hits another one.
Yes.
Which, Trev, And this is fun. I almost tagged you on Twitter last night. I don't know if you saw it. I did a little poll because Stone Tired Jake on the couch was.
I voted.
Who'd you vote for?
Carlos Correa.
It's really interesting because Correa's been dominating. Their career numbers are actually very similar. I think Correa has the defensive edge. I think
that's what I was going to say. Defensively, he's
Seager adds a little something different on offense because he's a lefty. Like I know that shouldn't really matter, but it kind of does. And I think it's one of those weird things where I think I'd rather have, if Corey Seager was my 3-hitter, I think I'd rather have that than Correa. Like, Correa kind of, he's normally down in the lineup a little more with those Astros. I guess you could kind of say the same for Seager. I don't know. I just think it's a really fun conversation, and the moment I posted that, I knew there was going to be some absolutely fire/terrible takes about, how can you compare Seager to Correa? Correa's not even in Seager's area code. And it's like, well, no, that's why it's
I wasn't saying the other way. I think, look, I know Seager's a really good player and he can hit and he plays defense as well. I think Carlos Correa is just he's a step above where Seager's at, in my opinion. And dude, if you have Seager as your short, like my Dodgers friends say this all the time, like that nobody appreciates Corey Seager. Like, you gotta appreciate Corey Seager. You got that guy as your starting shortstop. Like, be very, very happy with that.
And how many trade rumors was he in this year? Like, get rid of him, get Lindor.
Yeah, no, leave that guy alone. He's very, very good. Carlos Correa is on a different level. I think probably mainly because he hits the long ball a little more. I'd have to look at the numbers. I'm pretty sure he hits more homers, and I think he's a little bit better defensively. But they are not too far off, but I think Correa is just like a little tier above. But two excellent shortstops.
Seager's got him a little bit on OPS. I do think defensively, Correa's got the edge on him, and that's where I think it's a fun combo. Would you rather have the lefty, slugging shortstop in your lineup, or would you rather have kind of the more traditional, really good hitting righty who's also a stud defensively? Yeah.
My biggest takeaway from yesterday was that we got Gratterall and we got Jansen in the game, and both of them looked lights out. Jansen. I mean, I know I'm trying to. Who did he face? Let me see.
I love a good redemption story, Trev, and I'm almost buying into Kenley.
He faces Dansby, Austin Riley, and Camargo. So not the thick of the Braves order, but he dominated them. 3 strikeouts swinging. How many pitches did he throw? Like barely any.
12.
He just looked great.
Cutter's cutting.
Here I am just praying for someone to get on, and like we need one run, and Kenley is just as dominant as I've ever seen him.
Dude, that Cutter's cutting. I'm wondering if it's the mound. I'm wondering if it's confidence. I'm wondering if he regripped and found something, because his past 2 outings have looked good. They've been lower leverage. So maybe that's it too. If you're one of those if you're a Dodger hater fan that's never gonna believe in Kenley, and I kind of get it. You've seen him blow some tough moments for you, but our
guy Jack Davis retweeted something last night talking about how every Dodgers fan is still like, this isn't like in the 4th or 5th inning, maybe it was the 6th inning when they took the lead with Seager's bomb. He retweeted something that was saying like Dodgers fans collectively are like already nervous, shitting their pants, thinking about Kenley coming in later this game.
Yeah.
And I sent that to my buddies, and they're like, absolutely, like we need 5 more runs. Like,
Yeah.
So Kenley can come in and give up his couple runs, and we'll feel good about it, whatever. But doesn't happen. Kenley comes in and looks dominant, and that's baseball, baby.
Yeah.
So he's ready to go. Gratterall looked good. Did he induce a double play?
I'm trying to think, because the only other Braves moment is after they got punched. They had a little rally forming. Camargo pinch hits and draws the walk. And then he kind of screams at the bench like, let's go. And that's when Pache grounds out into the double play. And it was like, I think this one might be over.
That was Baez. I'm looking right here.
Gonzalez. Gratterall was after that. Freeman doubled after Gonzalez.
Fly ball, ground ball, gets in the score. Then he strikes Ozzie out. That's right. Okay. So set up for Game 6, Max Fried, Walker Buehler.
Yeah, man, I'm
rematch Game 1.
I'm a romantic. I'm a lover. I'm passionate. I think, go both ways when you lock that door and you're in there. What? Today might be the best day of baseball of the year. Max Fried versus Walker Buehler. That game is going to be crazy intense. And then Game 7, Astros Tampa. I don't know who's going to be more nervous coming into that game. I don't think it's Tampa. I think it starts to turn into like the Astros. You almost did the hard part. You got to Game 7, and now if you don't finish it, oh boy. So I don't know. I think it's going to be about 8 hours consecutively of insane baseball. I'm excited for that. We'll talk about that on the pregame show coming up soon. I keep doing this like
if you're fans of these
live
teams,
radio
like,
show.
Enjoy this, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I wish.
Oh no.
I wish I had a team that I was really invested in to root for today.
Yeah.
Like if it's like I root for my really only 2 teams I really, really, really. I have 3 teams: Seahawks, Trojans, Lakers.
Twins.
Okay.
Come on. Please say Twins. We're a baseball podcast.
I'm not like that with the Twins.
I know.
I'm not like
I know
that
what
with
you
the Twins.
mean.
I wish I was. That's what I'm saying.
I know
And
what you
maybe I
mean.
would be. If they were here, maybe I would feel that way. But if you're one of these, a fan with one of these teams going now, like, just enjoy this fucking moment, dude. Like, feel that nervous energy. And like, that's what sports is all about, dude. I can't even imagine what Astros fans are feeling right now. It is so them against the world. Like, that's a fun feeling.
Dude.
Rays fans, so fucking nervous. Like, we're up 3-0. Are we going to be a joke like the 04 Yankees? That's tough. And then you have the everything. Enjoy this shit. It's amazing, man. Playoff baseball is incredible.
I know on days like this, it's the classic try to distract yourself. Like if I was a Rays or Houston fan, I would, have my whole morning planned out, and I never plan anything. But I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go to this coffee shop, get a nice cup of Joe. I'll walk there. How nice is that gonna be? And then about a half hour before the game, my brain will mentally shut down, and so yeah.
Can you imagine if it was Yankees Astros and they had forced a game?
Trev, I really can. I mean, it's funny. We like talking to the people about our work schedule because we like opening up the door for them. We're not trying to do it in like a look how hard we work way. But if the Yankees were playing this week, we would be dead. We'd be dead. I don't know what Jomboy would be doing.
You'd have to pick one. You couldn't do both.
Dead. I think death would be the choice.
Death is the choice.
Like we're already hurt, and I think I got my 10 hours of sleep in last night, medically aided, on the couch. I fell asleep on the couch, and normally if that does happen to me, it's like a wake up at 2 a.m., stumble into bed. I slept on the couch from midnight to 8:30 a.m. Just clean.
That. I love thinking about you on the couch.
Just clean. Me and the dog, just heavy breathing.
Oh man,
exciting times.
Do you know what just a little chat real quick. Do you know what I started watching?
What'd you start watching, Trev?
Speaking of being medicated,
aided.
I was medicated last night. I was watching it. I'm on like episode 4 or something like that of The Boys.
Ooh, okay. Heard good things.
It is fucking wild. Very gory. And like kind of like, whoa. Very edgy, if you will.
Okay.
I was not expecting that. It's about bad superheroes.
Trevor, talking baseball trivia question.
Okay.
Which player did we interview ended his interview by saying he's for the boys? He said his name, and then he said he's for the boys.
Cole Tucker?
No, it's a good guess. It was someone who surprised us with it. It was Neil Walker.
Neil. I fucking love Neil, man. What's Neil doing right now? We need to call Neil up.
Yeah, we might have to do if we have some weird downtime in Dallas, we might have to do a weird just like hit people up and just like keep it running. catch-up day.
I'm excited to do some more interviews. It was fun to do that. I was happy to get away from it and actually talk baseball. But during the off season, I'm assuming we'll get kind of back to that schedule. It's going to be interesting to talk to guys about this year. I've talked to I don't know 2 or 3 guys now. I talked to John Jay yesterday. I was talking to him about
your boy.
Yes, he's going to be. Spoiler: he's going to be coming on Sequence, talking about some of the World Series stuff. He's just an all-around good guy, like a baseball, like your favorite baseball player's favorite baseball player, like John Jay. And he was just saying, man, such a strange year. So many different things. It's going to be fun to dive into that.
Beautiful. A little teaser at the end, and a little shout-out to the chat, the Patreons who have been great today. Harry Lewis at the end. Carlos Correa is 2 months younger than Framber Valdez.
Probably 3 years younger than Framber Valdez, if I had to guess.
When it comes out that Framber
doesn't look very young.
Framber's a young 34 currently.
I love that. He has a boyish smile.
He's awesome, man. We didn't talk about him enough. He's 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 9 Ks. He deserves a lot more love. Framber was awesome.
And then the whole Yandy thing, then getting the double play, like that is some freaking stones, bro.
Dude, if you all right, deep cut to end it because we do have to end it. Framber, if he continues like this, we did this before. Like he starts entering like a top 5 left-handed starting pitcher in baseball.
Whoa,
dude, I'm just saying.
I agree. He's got it. I think it's a little bit of funk.
It's early.
We'll see,
Add a full year of good.
Yeah, the league will readjust, but right now he looks nasty.
He looks great. We had a guy. Let's go deep cuts.
Okay, final deep cut.
Dad's not here.
Yeah, that's true. No rules.
Dad's not here. Guys, rules. You're right. I just want to say talk about one more player.
One more player.
You probably don't even know who this is.
Try me, bitch.
Framber reminds me of former Twin.
Liriano.
And then Astro, actually.
Liriano.
Or maybe he was an Astro before he was a Twin.
Okay.
Sam Deduno.
Deduno. Okay.
Do you remember Sam? There was a point where Sam Deduno, I mean, he just like threw this fastball that like it was like a knuckleball, but it was a fastball. And there was like a stretch of starts. He was the best pitcher in baseball. Nobody could fucking hit him. Very much reminds me of Framber.
Wow.
Just a wild card that came out of nowhere. And doing silly shit, kind of like the most soft-spoken guy off the field. Like all he would do is sit in his locker and read the Bible. Sit on the plane and read the Bible. It's all he would do, and was the nicest guy. And he could sing. Like he just like he'd be reading the Bible and singing in his locker. Like just what a guy. But he had a stretch of starts where he was like unhittable. There's one game in particular in Houston where he had like his fighting necklace and he was chewing on it. Like he was so intense on the mound. It was like a completely different person. But very similar to like Framber, just like kind of coming out of nowhere and dominating. So I enjoy watching Framber very much. As we always say on this pod, we were the first people on Framber.
Know what I love, Trev? Sam Deduno. Some of his stats are pretty good. Pretty good stat page. Looks like it just kind of ended for him.
I'm telling you. What year was that? 2013 or 14, something like that. He had a couple starts that were just lights out.
2013, he had just a nice year. 18 starts, a 3.83 ERA. On MLB Network, they were comparing him to Liriano and Johan yesterday.
Yeah.
Which I think
that's a hefty comparison right there.
The only thing I differ on that is those pitchers were built on their changeup, and I think Framber's money is the curve.
Well, Liriano's slider when he came up Liriano was the best left-handed pitcher in baseball in 2006 or something when he first came up.
Johan for a while.
Johan and then Liriano was unhittable. Those guys were fun to watch. I mean, I agree with that. Framber's been incredible.
Sam Deduno reading the Bible and singing on planes. BBD, it looks like you had a final note, or did I take your Deduno Bible thing?
I'm just looking at Deduno. I think I found the stretch. I had to stretch from end of May till early August of 2013. It was 77 innings of like a 2.6 ERA. So I'm assuming that's the stretch. It's like a 12
It was
game.
just like a strange thing, you know.
Pump it.
Like all just very good starts.
Sammy D.
None of them like 7 shutty, but like
Trev,
like
you should
6-2, 7-2.
You should tweet that at some of
5-1.
like the short kings of baseball, and I bet it would make their day that you tweeted at them about Sam Deduno.
Sam fucking Deduno.
All right, let's tie it off. Hell of a show. Cat's away. The mice will play. Jomboy moving in. Got his notes in early. Pre-game show coming up next. Enjoy the baseball today. Oh my God. Jake Saunders.
I'll put the Sam Deduno highlight reel I want to show you in the pregame chat.
Okay.
Guys.